Hey pre-teamers, it's Coach Aubrey. I've recorded your running and stretching warm-up for you. So we're going to start with our slow high knees walks, bringing our knees all the way up to our belly using our opposite arms, and then fast high knees on the way back. Next we're going to do our slow butt kicks, trying to kick our heel all the way to our bum, keeping our knees nice and close together. And then we're going to do our fast butt kicks on the way back, really trying to kick our bum with our heels. Next, we're going to do our bunny hops, trying to keep our body nice and tight, squeezing our arms to our ears and pointing our toes off of the floor each jump. And on the way back, we're going to do one-legged hops with our hands on our hips, switching our feet halfway, trying to point our toes off of each jump. Next, we're going to do squat explodes. We want to make sure we touch the ground each time, and when we jump, we want to bring our arms all the way up to our ears. Then we're going to do our releve walks with super straight legs, trying to wear the highest high heels we can, and putting our crown way up above our head. On the way back, we'll do our heel walks, trying to keep our toes up off the floor and keep our legs super straight with no knee bumps the whole time. Okay, and then we're going to move on to our stretching. So we're going to start with our standing pike, reaching all the way up to the ceiling and then reaching all the way for our toes. We want to keep our legs super straight with no knee bumps, trying to touch our nose to our knees while we hold the stretch. And then we're going to do our standing straddle stretch, where we reach up and then reach to the floor with our legs in a straddle, keeping our knees nice and straight. And then we're going to move to our sitting straddle. We want to sit up nice and tall, reach to one side, hold that stretch. While we're holding our straddle stretch, we want to keep our knees nice and straight, keep our toes pointed, and make sure our big toe isn't touching the floor. After we stretch both sides, we'll stretch down to the middle, hold that, really focusing on our legs and our toes. Then we'll move to our sitting pike stretch. So we want to reach up nice and tall, make sure our legs are straight, and then reach for our toes, trying to touch our nose to our knees. And then we'll do the same thing, flexing our toes up to the ceiling. And then we're going to move on to our split stretches. So we're going to start with our lunge with one foot in front. We're going to put our hands on our knee and press our hips forward so we feel the stretch on the bottom leg. And then we're going to keep our feet where we are, straighten out the front leg, reach up, and then reach for your toe, trying to touch your nose to your knee. And then slide into the split, try to hold it for at least 10 seconds. You can try lifting up your hands if you can. And then we're going to switch our legs and do the same stretches with the other leg. So we're going to start with our lunge, pushing our hips forward, trying to make sure our front knee doesn't go over our toe. And then straighten out the front leg, reach for your toe, trying to touch your nose to your knee, keeping your knee nice and straight, pointing your front toe. And then slide into the split. Again, try to hold it for 10 seconds. You can try to lift your arms up if you want to challenge. And then we'll stretch our middle split last. So we want to go on our elbows. We want to make sure our legs are in a nice straight line, keeping our legs straight and pointing our toes up off of the floor. Next, we'll move on to our shoulder stretch. So we want to try to touch our pinkies together and slide our bum out as far as we can so we feel a stretch in our shoulders. And then we'll move on to our bridge. We want to make sure we're in the ready position with our fingers pointing towards our feet. And then you can push up and hold it for a few seconds. Come on down, rock and roll. If you want to challenge yourself in your bridge, feel free to put your feet together and try to straighten out your legs. Next, we're going to try an L hold on the floor where we sit in a pike and try to push our legs up off the floor. And then you can try the same thing in a straddle, trying to hold your legs up off the floor as long as you can. Then we'll move to a push-up position hold, squeezing our bum, trying to make our back nice and round at the top. And then we'll practice our stick and our pretty gymnast finish. And then we're going to end practicing some kicks. So we're going to stand nice and pretty with our arms out to our sides, doing 3 kicks on one leg with super straight legs, trying to keep our bottom leg straight as well. 3 kicks on the other leg, and then 3 kicks on each leg to the sides, keeping our toes pointed and our knees pointed up to the ceiling. Same thing on the other foot. And then we're going to end with 3 kicks on each leg to the back, keeping our chest up, keeping our chin up, keeping our legs nice and straight, and pointing our toes.